Hello everyone and welcome to my new video. This is a awfully quick tutorial for a follower that I have on Twitter and that I follow, which was having problem executing a running DP into EX Rambo after EX Saiha. So pretty much this after the EX Saiha. I will show the complete combo. Hopefully I don't drop it, but if I drop it, there's gonna be talks on why it happens. So this is the usual situation where you have to execute strong DP, so CDP into EX Saiha. It's a good conversion. It does quite a bit of corner carry, especially thanking the DP. And generally a good combo to have in your repertoire if you want. Now, at the beginning I was having massive problems with this when I started playing KOF, so I understand, I empathize with the problem this follower was having. Coming from Street Fighter, you don't have a run, so for some reason, muscle memory wise and intuition, it was quite strange for me to execute the DP while running. For some reason I couldn't execute it. I was always getting like stuck in a place. Basically I would do this because as a Street Fighter player background I would try and dash and then execute DP while stopping. So it can be quite hard to execute. What I do personally, I don't know if it's the best method, I don't know if it is how it's supposed to be, but I dash, right? And I do that. Down, forward, heavy punch. So, dash, oops. You kinda keep it like quite large if you want, right? Think of it as actually executing a dash, right, into Hadouken, but you delay the actual execution of the Hadouken, because if you do it off a dash, well, yeah, it still comes out because now my muscle memory kicks in, but sometimes you do it too fast or you're not that close, so you need to delay for the DP to hit with the first hit, because that's the only cancelable one. See, if I do that, I won't be able to cancel it. But if I do that, then I'll be fine. As I was saying, as per actual execution, think of it as a dash that goes into run automatically. So you don't have to, like, you just have to hold forward, right? Because that's what you do in Street Fighter. You dash forward and then your dash recovers and then you input your DP. But here, you need to hold forward for the run to continue. And then you input your DP. However, for me, for some reason, the easiest way to think of this is thinking as if I'm executing an Hadouken while running. Because usually the Hadouken is down, forward, right? We're talking quarter circle forward. See? That's what I do. Now you can end it into down forward as well, and it will come out. The problem, for some reason, intuition-wise and muscle memory-wise for a Street Fighter player, I don't know if it's the case of my follower, is that you stop the dash, right? Especially because you want to execute, like, this DP will cancel into EX Rambo. So what you want to do instinctively is to try and buffer as much stuff as you can to help your execution. However, this is quite an error, because you're going to be in a position where you actually stop, because you're trying to execute too much stuff. You're trying to move the lever too fast when stuff isn't already out and there's no buffering frames. So yeah, as I was saying, this is what you want to do. You only cancel into EX Saiha. Look at the inputs on the screen. You only cancel on contact with the DP. You don't try and buffer it before, right? You can buffer the motion if you feel confident, but don't try and buffer it before the actual hit, because you will need the hit stop frames to aid you, to help you with the execution. Okay. See, my pressure, my button press, it comes with the contact. It doesn't come before. I don't do that, right? Because you can do it, right? And the buffer will help you. However, when you're learning it, when you're practicing it, I think it damages your execution and your confidence rather than to help it. Then you can work on it because your muscle memory will help you and will adapt itself. But at the beginning, don't try and buffer too much stuff. Wait, you have all the time in the world, even if it doesn't feel so. Right? So the whole thing will be this is not only useful for Yuri, and it's not only in this situation that you would need it. For example, I play, as you might know, Kyokujin team. So that would be Ryo, Robert, and Yuri, of course. However, it's gonna be tons of situations where you can actually use it. A problem I was having in KOF at the very beginning I started to play with was not being able to anti-air outside my standing DP range, if you want. So I will be, right, trying to walk as you do in Street Fighter and hoping that their jumping button, right, would come into my range. Well, so that's what I was doing, right? I was playing KOF like that. Now, let alone that this is quite slow and my reactions on a Saturday afternoon are terrible. But that's what I was trying to do, right? I was trying to walk. So not only was I an easy target, because people can actually run and up and extend buttons, right, in this game. But I wasn't really comfortable when something like this was to happen. I couldn't pick my ranges, right? And my opponent could actually be aggressive as much as they wanted, because then I would be in these situations, right? Where I have to be extremely precise, otherwise I get trades. So I would be there and I'd be like, oh, I have to walk. And I get bopped, and I get bopped. Or I have to block and they get pressure, right? I could still do it, but at the same time, I was an easy target and I'd be losing range. I wouldn't be that comfortable and so on. However, then I started and I said, look, don't try and just play the game. You know you need to work on some stuff. Stop and just do that. So I started to incorporate running DPs. See, you're in that range. You run forward. He doesn't jump. There we go. Ah, wrong range. See, I still need work with this, but I'm better than when I started, I promise. See, I was trying to do it, but he didn't jump, so I had to go back. See, I still get bopped. Okay. Now this is the wrong range to cancel from. But this is what I was talking about when I was saying you're gonna need this also in neutral, or you're gonna need it in other situations that just, you know, confirming the X Rambo. Oops. I still have problems with execution myself, and I still need to work a lot on this. But this is the idea, right? And that's a good answer. However, if you look at the damage... Oops. Ah. Oops. That button is hard to anti-air. See, because the actual art box doesn't extend with the whole leg. There we go. There we go. So you're in this situation, right? And you're trying to anti-air. However, the damage that they can get from a clean jump in is pretty huge, especially with bars for every character, okay? So you might want to make your anti-airs count instead of, you know, just saying, oh, I DP'd, that's nice. I can get some pressure, go back to neutral, blah, blah, blah. Oops. Missing it. Wrong range. Also, depending on the bars you use, you can get like, see, this is the damage. Is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. You're not gonna discourage someone to stop jumping on you by doing that damage. Absolutely not. Even if you do like 9 times in a row, not gonna discourage people. This for 1 bar though, pretty good, right? Okay, there was 1 DP before, so let's see the actual damage. But oops, missing it. So it's 190 damage. It's not the best, but it's definitely more than what it was before, right? And this is a level 1. For this, you'll need 1 bar. Oops. This is your 2 bars with Robert. Of course, every character changes. And you can just get back from outside the corner pretty safely. So this is the damage for 2 bars. However, as you've seen, I was doing it from standing, from the same range. I had my own, like my set range, I had my dummy recording and so on. Okay, yes, at that range, I can just stand and do it. However, if it's running, it's going to be more difficult, right? Especially with the hop. Probably not the greatest response here, but it can still be done. Oops. See? And that was also inverted side, which is something that you also need to practice. You need to be able to do this from both sides. However, execution-wise, now we're not going to use our dummy, right? It's the same. It's absolutely the same for Yuri, for Robert, and of course for Rio as well. So only on contact. See, well, you can do it not on contact as well, because if you whiff a DP, it's not gonna come out anyway, right? Like your Rambo or your Fireball or your Climax, depending on what you want to anti-air with. You can also anti-air with Climax. It's quite difficult, because you need to kind of, especially with Robert, because you need to rotate your stick a little bit more. There we go. Alpha bar. But yeah, I was saying, so you can actually buffer every time. It doesn't matter, because if you whiff a DP, you're still gonna get punished. So there's really no point, unless you're late and they're able to block. Oops. Oops. Well, in this case, it's not gonna work. Let's try another button. There we go. Oops. See, if you buffer there, then you're gonna get fucked, pretty much. But yeah, I was saying, what you need to do as you learn to master that and to have it in your arsenal and knowing the ranges where you have to use which super, because it's not gonna whiff. And of course the timings. See, right now, I'm getting buffed because I need to practice this. And this is gonna whiff. Bad range, right? Wrong input. This should work. Yeah. Oops. Wrong range, but the DP was there at least. Yeah, same with this. But, oops. 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 See, and it's a easy way. This is an easy way to practice, because even like 6 or 7 different patterns for a pre-record dummy is gonna give you troubles. And so on. And the same is for Rio, really. The same is for any character, I guess, with a DP, where you can buffer your supers as well. So yeah, generally, the execution you want, once again, is of a running fireball. So forward, and quarter circle forward, without stopping, without actually using any back. You see, there's no back in my inputs, right? And then on contact, you cancel. Oops. See, if you stop, that's what happens. If you put a back, that's what happens. And you don't have to... See, if you need a long run, a very long run, you don't have to input back. Not even there, you just keep holding forward, right? And then when you want to cancel, you execute the fireball. Right? I didn't hold any back there. Well, there's a down back, but as long as you don't touch back, you're fine. But try and take that away as well. Oops. See, I'm stopping. I'm stopping. I'm letting go of the forward there. Back. This is the problems that you will have with the execution. You stop, you're out of range. Like you cancel at the wrong time, you're out of range. You input back, see, even with the down back. And it's not a difficult thing to learn. I just didn't have the time with the work and everything to practice it. But you can see 10 minutes or whatever in the training mode, and I'm already more consistent than when I started. I still drop it. Oops, fucked up. As long as you have the forward at start and you don't go back, you're gonna get your DP. And then on contact, you have all the time to react and cancel. So I hope this helps. I can do more videos on this if it doesn't, or if you have still doubts on this stuff, guys. Very, very important. It's a requirement for this to do it from both sides. You want to train both sides, because although the movement is the same, reversed, your brain needs to adapt. It needs to do the switch, and your muscle memory will definitely need to learn something that is different, even though it's the same thing reversed. See, I'm having problems because I haven't practiced this enough. So be sure to do it on this side as well. Hope this helps. Bye bye.